you. Wow. Exactly, not too sweet. Hey guys, it's Sign Duo here. So we have a good question from Emily_Grazo. And she asks, Ellen, has anyone said to you that you're better off dating a hearing guy instead of a deaf guy? Well, I understand the question, like why people would ask that. But I mean, I don't think anyone actually has asked me like directly that exact question. Yeah. People have said things that kind of suggest that. They try to like ask me like some questions that are more indirect and more just to get a feeling of how I feel about it, if I would feel like offended or not. There is a communication barrier in the beginning. There was one when we started dating. I didn't know any signs, so I had to learn sign language, and we had to learn to communicate between each other. But that's like the same with all cultures, right? Like all languages. There are people who are dating between what's that sign? There are people who are dating between cultures. Right, yeah. Either one. Intercultural, cultural, yeah. I see deafness as a culture and hearing as a culture. It's just, yeah. I mean, we live in 2020 now. People are used to intercultural relationships, but not a lot of people are aware of the fact that deaf have a culture too. So I just see it that way. So before, people didn't like seeing an Asian and a white person together. But now people are more used to it because people are more aware. And I see it the same way with deaf people. Deafness is just a culture. I would say no. I think it's such a deep question that I just wouldn't have time to explain it. Just basically no. I wouldn't be better off with a hearing guy. Because it's not about being hearing or being deaf. It's about, I found Ryan and he happened to be deaf. I mean, of course there are things in our relationship that are problematic because you being deaf and me being hearing. It's just different. How we handle things, how we communicate. We have to put a lot of effort into working on that communication to have a good relationship. But I see that other relationships have their own problems too. It's just hard because our relationship is not one that I can go ask a friend, like, how do you handle this? You know, I don't know many people who are in deaf and hearing relationships. Yes, that's a big problem. Well, not a big problem, but that's the other thing in a deaf and hearing relationship. Everyone assumes that I'm his personal interpreter. It can be a very sensitive thing being a hearing person in the deaf world. Where is the line where it's okay to step in and speak behalf for a deaf person, or when is it better to just let that deaf person go through what he's going through? And I've seen that secondhand being with Ryan for so long. Firsthand? Oh, that's how firsthand. But I'm not experiencing it. But I see it happen, and it's unfortunate. That's why we make these videos, because we want to change that. Oh, you gotta take a video. Oh, baby. So I see it firsthand how people can treat Ryan, and of course I care about him and I want to defend him. In that drive-through video, if you guys can't see, I was burning up inside with anger. I wanted to say something, but I respected that Ryan did not want me to get involved, and that's important in our relationship. So when we went through that drive-through, I could have easily said something, but that wasn't my place to say anything. If he asked me to, then I would. And the fact that they didn't treat him well, that's just the reality sometimes. It's tough, but that's what happens. And I can't interrupt his relationship with other people if he doesn't want me involved. And my answer is, of course, no. I wouldn't be better off with a hearing person. I think Ryan is his own person. Of course, I see that your deafness has given you these experiences that has made who you are. Experiences. As you saw in the last video. I don't know if it's because of those experiences or not, but you just are a great person inside and out, of course. Inside So the way I see it is that it's not being deaf or hearing, it's who he is that I fell in love with. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the video to the end. And I want to say that a lot of people still don't know to put the closed captions on, so there are closed captions for sign language and for me speaking English. Yeah. Why is it so hard for people to believe we're in love? Like, why does deafness have to be part of it? It has not really, it doesn't have anything to do with it. No. I mean, that was just the way people described you. But that wasn't, yeah, love you guys. See you guys next time.